It's now time for the WLEW Sports Postgame Show on Sports Radio 102.1 FM, WLEWSports.com, and now live on Facebook. Presented by Sure Health.
And welcome, folks, to the WLEW Sports Postgame Show presented by Sure Health on Sports Radio 102.1, live and worldwide at WLEWSports.com, and now also live on Facebook. We're proud to bring back our postgame coverage live on Facebook for the second year now, presented by Sure Health. My name is Clark Ramsey, to the right of me, Dave Hanson. An impressive showing from the Harbor Beach Pirates, winning 42-8 is your final score tonight in week number 1 of the regular season. A lot of questions going into this one. Would Harbor Beach be able to make some defensive stops? Would Cass City's offense be too powerful for the Harbor Beach Pirates? Would Harbor Beach's offense be firing on all cylinders? Well, Dave Hanson, how much tell us about the scoring plays kind of explains the whole side of the story.
It didn't take us long to get there. Harbor Beach Pirates scored right away on a Caden Buchholz 2-yard touchdown run. The 2-point conversion run failed. Quick 6-0 lead. A 3-and-out by Cass City led to another Harbor Beach touchdown, this time Rogan Messing from 15 yards away. Benson Harper tacks on the 2-point conversion. It's 14-0. Yet another 3-and-out by Cass City leads to another first-quarter touchdown, this time Rogan Messing from 18 yards away. The 2-point conversion run would fail, and at the end of the first quarter, it's quickly Harbor Beach 20, Cass City nothing. In the second quarter, just one more score. It was Harbor Beach again. This time Benson Harper gets in the scoring fiasco. 18-yard touchdown run. Matt Geiger catches the 2-point conversion.
Yes.
28-0 at the half. Third quarter, more Harbor Beach Pirates. Caden Buchholz, another 1-yard run. This time Skylar Cruz adds the point after kick. It's 35-0. Cass City will get on the board later in the third quarter on a Dorland 18-yard touchdown run. Will Perry would catch the 2-point conversion, making it 35-8. But in the fourth quarter, it would be Drew Nickrand's turn to score for Harbor Beach on a 29-yard touchdown run, and Skylar Cruz would add yet another point after for your Harbor Beach's dominating win, 42-8 over the Cass City Redhawks.
Harbor Beach had 36 plays of offense for 383 yards and 6 touchdowns tonight. I said before the season started, Harbor Beach never typically plays too well in week number 1. We can throw that out. There you go. That's what media talking heads are,
Right?
are known for, being wrong. But what was most impressive tonight was Harbor Beach's defense. They scored in bunches. We knew that was possible. They brought back nearly every single playmaker in their offense. But it took Cass City 5 drives before they were able to get their first down of the night. More than 15 minutes in the ball game, Cass City started this game on 4 straight drives of 3-and-out punts. Harbor Beach's defense was swarming to the ball at the line of scrimmage, not 3 yards later and then making the tackle at the line of scrimmage. They were in the backfield all day, and Harbor Beach Pirates dominated this game in every facet, every corner of this game. Harbor Beach led the way, and everything basically except time possession. Harbor Beach had very little time possession compared to the Cass City Redhawks because they were scoring so quickly.
Yeah, an overrated stat tonight. Like I said, at about halftime, Cass City was averaging about 2.2 yards a carry. Harbor Beach was averaging over 10, and they ended the game averaging over 10 yards a carry. A completely one-sided affair, and the Harbor Beach Pirates answered a lot of the questions that we had. How will the offensive line block to create plays, to create enough time for this offense to develop? They answered those questions, and on the defensive side, they come out in a 4-4 with 4 linebackers to help fill those gaps. Cass City had no answer running the football, and it was a long night for them.
Let's take a look at those stats here now. Brought to you by Sure Health, our post-game coverage on Facebook Live. The Cass City Redhawks end the night with 8 drives, Harbor Beach with 7 drives, the Pirates with 13 first downs, Cass City with 12. But like we said, Harbor Beach was scoring from 25 yards out, 35 yards out, big run after big run to set up those little dives from Caden Buchholz or whatever it was. Dominating performance from Harbor Beach on the offensive side of the ball especially. 36 carries for 383 yards for the Pirates tonight, for 6 touchdowns, averaging 10.6 yards per carry. Their longest run of the night, 52 yards. They did not even attempt a pass tonight for the Harbor Beach Pirates. So total offense, 383 yards compared to Cass City's 213 on 55 plays. Mind you, of those 55 plays of offense, 19 of them came in that drive just before the half was over. That's when Cass City started moving the ball down the field, and then they ran out of time. The clock went to zeros before they were able to punch it in for the first score of the night, and it was 28-0 at halftime before even Cass City really knew what hit them.
Yeah, late holding penalty, too, really stalled that drive out and time became the factor, yes.
So when you look at Cass City's drives in that first half, 4 3-and-out punts to start, and then that final drive got them down the field. No points were scored, and then Harbor Beach deferred the coin toss in the second half, so Harbor Beach started out on offense, and they scored right away with a Buchholz 1-yard dive, and that's when Cruz brought in the PAT as well, connected on the point after. So it was suddenly 35-0. We have a running clock situation to start the third quarter. Cass City, 55 plays of offense, 213 yards, 1 score. 181 of those yards were on the ground, 32 through the air. Preston Dorland actually finished 4 of 6 in passing. Pretty impressive numbers, especially for his first start ever at varsity as a sophomore quarterback for the Cass City Redhawks. His leading receiver, Riker Walls, with 2 receptions for 22 yards. Braxton Colox, 2 carries for 10 yards on the night. And most of the rushing attack, Will Perry was 64 yards on 13 carries. Riker Walls, 11 carries for 30 yards. Jackson Anthony, 4 carries for 26 yards. Gavin Franzel, 4 carries for 21 yards. Preston Dorland, quarterback, 10 carries, 20 yards. The lone scorer for the Redhawks, and Braxton Colox, 6 carries for 19 yards.
Yeah, I'd like to point out, Preston Dorland, 10 carries, 20 yards. He had an 18-yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
So do your math there. There's 9 carries and 2 yards to go with those next 9 carries. So just not much happening. Another example of just how they could get nothing going in the running game other than the one 18-yard run.
For the Harbor Beach Pirates, they had 8 total running backs in this game. We'll go through the top 6 because that's all our score sheet can show right now on screen. Caden Buchholz leads the way. 6 carries, 139 yards on the night, averaging 23 yards plus per carry the night. He ended up scoring twice on the night and carried the ball just 17% of the time for the Harbor Beach Pirates.
Well, I'd like to point out on those 6 carries, 2 of them are 1-yard dives. So there's your 4 other huge plays. Every time Caden Buchholz called his own number, they turned into large gains.
Benson Harbor with a quiet night, 7 carries for 50 yards and 1 score. Rogan Messing, 6 carries, 50 yards, and 2 scores. And he had 2 of the first 3 scores, Rogan Messing. What I was most impressed by, Rogan Messing had immediate speed as soon as he got that handoff, shooting through the gaps, through the line of scrimmage, and before you know it, he had 8, 12, 15 yards.
Yeah, healthy. He's more confident. You could see he's seeing the hole a lot better. So you take that added strength. He's healthy. You're seeing the speed that he's kind of always had.
Yeah.
And now he's seeing the field better. Suddenly those 4-yard runs that he was plowing people over and getting 6, now he's cutting outside of that guy and taking it to the house for 15, 16, 18 yards and touchdowns.
Luke Bisher ended the night with 5 carries for 48 yards. Drew Nick ran 3 carries for 38 yards and 1 score, including a 29-yard dive run into the end zone. And then Ty Winkle, man all over the field in those waning moments, 4 carries for 33 yards. He also played quarterback at the end, had plenty of tackles as well. When we look at the defensive side of things for the Cass City Redhawks, they were led by Preston Dorland with 7 tackles, and then Jackson Anthony and Gavin Franzel each with 5 tackles. Defensively, Rogan Messing, 8 tackles. Ty Winkle, 7 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss for 9 yards. Caden Buchholz, 7 tackles. Matt Geiger, 7 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. Jonah Dimmock, 6 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. And John Lehrman, 6 tackles. So well-distributed defensive numbers as well. Exactly what you want to see if you're Harbor Beach.
Yeah, absolutely. You see the linebackers and those front 4 leading the way in tackles. That has got to be their recipe for success the rest of the season. If you start seeing games where Benson Harper's leading tackles, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, no kidding.
But this team, I don't know if the 4-4 is going to be an every week thing. It worked really well against Cass City tonight, using those 4 linebackers, filling all the gaps, not allowing the side-to-side runs. They just stuffed them. And the next thing you know, you're seeing plays that Cass City's never run. You're seeing spread. You're seeing guys in motion trying to do anything to break loose on that defense. They just couldn't do it tonight.
Yeah, impressive showing from the Harbor Beach Pirates. Cass City, don't throw in the towel yet. You just ran into one of the best teams especially in the Big Thumb Black division. Had to think about that for a second.
Yep.
But you ran into one of the best teams in Big Thumb Black, one of the best teams in Division 8, likely, based on last year's numbers. We have nothing else to go on at this point. Right. But Cass City certainly has the pieces were there, especially that last drive of that first half, starting to show me, okay, this is the Cass City we were expecting.
Yeah, this is a team that they have some speed. They have some breakaway speed. Obviously, we hope Riker Wallace is healthy, and that's not a long-term thing. He is their X factor. He is the heartbeat of this offense. He has to be healthy. And then with Kolak shifting from quarterback to running back. There's going to be some learning curves there, but he has plenty of speed, good hands. This team has the weaponry. So now it's making that offense more fluent. You don't need 70-yard runs. You need 4 and 5 yard runs. They could not get the 4 and 5 yard runs to move the chains, to generate some momentum. Harbor Beach just did not allow it here tonight.
And now, Dave, it's time to name our Ameriprise Financial Player of the Game.
Yeah, tonight it's going to go to Caden Buchalt. 6 carries, 139 yards. Was the second leading tackler with 7 on the night. A tone center for that offense and defense. A senior, a leader. You're seeing it. We know he's a great quarterback. He didn't have to throw the football, but running the football is what this team needs to do. They did it well tonight, and you're seeing bigger strides. He doesn't get enough credit for his improvement as a linebacker, right? He's going to play in the middle of that defense. He is going to be an X factor when it comes to making sure other teams do not run successfully, and he did that tonight outstandingly with big run after big run and topping off drives with a couple touchdowns.
So congratulations to Caden Buchholz, our Ameriprise Financial Player of the Game, with 6 carries, 139 yards, and 2 scores, as well as 7 tackles on defense, making a difference in every facet of the game. For Caden Buchholz, the quarterback, senior, 4-year starter, you name it, he did it. And we're happy to announce, this is thanks to our associate producer doing associate producer things, we now have a tentative agreement with Larson Graphics out of Caro for T-shirts for our Player of the Game.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're working on that right now. So we'll get that. We'll get Caden this T-shirt at some point. I'm confident we'll see the Pirates again sometime in the season to deliver that T-shirt once they're made. But yes, we're very, very excited about that new agreement and partnership with Larson Graphics in Caro. So congratulations, Katie Buchholz, the Ameriprise Financial Player of the Game. So Dave Hanson, what are your final thoughts here from week number 1?
Like I said, it's week number 1. It was a lot for us to learn. Like I said, we hear a lot, we see what we see, but first game of the year, thank you to Harbor Beach. The field was excellent.
Yeah.
The crowd was great. We saw a very good game. Harbor Beach played outstanding. That was the story of the night. The Cass City Redhawks, no turnovers. They played fine. They were just outmatched tonight. This is a team that's going to evolve and be good. They have too much talent not to. So you're going to see them only get better from here. But the Harbor Beach Pirates, they played a playoff-like performance in week 1. We didn't see that last year with a team that was quite favored to do well in the playoffs. Those expectations, I think, have been harnessed, but they have now reinvigorated that here locally with a very outstanding win against a tough opponent in Cass City.
Yeah, if Harbor Beach can stay healthy, especially in the line on both sides of the ball, they do have a bright future. We'll see how the season progresses. Of course, that's just 8 weeks away. 2 months. We got a lot of football between now and then.
And they got a great matchup next week.
Yes, that leads us. Normally this time we would talk you through other area scores. Being the only show in town tonight, we have no other area scores to report. Ken Delanthus hasn't even given us a recent play-by-play of the Tigers.
Yeah,
he's too late. He's taking a break over there. But yeah, next week's matchup, we stick with the Harbor Beach Pirates, and we're again playing in broadcasting on an off day. We move to Saturday's coverage with a 1 p.m. kickoff from Davison, Michigan, as the Harbor Beach Pirates play on a neutral field as the home team against the Whiteford Bobcats, a team we're familiar with.
Very much. 2
state championship games. We've seen the Whiteford Bobcats against the Ubley Bearcats in 2022 and 2023. Ubley getting the better of them in the second matchup there in Ford Field. And now we get to see them in week number 2 again, Davison, Michigan, for a great game.
Yeah, so the last few years they have been the big name in Division 8. So lucky for us, we get to see them right away in week 2 against one of our local teams at Davison High School. So that'll be looking forward to that.
Beautiful facility there. Looking forward in the shadow of I-69 just outside of Flint there. Should be a great game and should be a great broadcast. We'll figure out those details logistically as well. Dan Banky will have the week off, but Ken Delanthus is going to be filling in as their spotter next week. Tigers are down 3-2 in the top of the 4th, so not missing anything there. Let's just make it 4 straight losses. Why not? Let's just not going to continue.
Plenty of time left.
So Harbor Beach, like we said, is home on the road against Whiteford next week. Cass City, they return for their home opener against the Hemlock Huskies next week.
Yeah, a tough opponent there as well. So it doesn't get any easier for Cass City, but again, you want to be battle-tested for the playoffs. It's great to be 8-0, 9-0 going into a playoff game, but to make the playoffs and be a team ready to go, that's what matters the most.
And one more score to settle here, and that would be our meeting round table presented by Sure Health this season. And we had 2 pick Cass City. Ken Delanthus took Cass City to win by 8 points. Paul P. Adams said Cass City by 6 points. And then everyone else took Harbor Beach. Mark McConnell was close at 22 points, as was Doug Cole. But it was Dan Banky, Dave Hanson, you were in there by 6 points, 27-21.
Yeah, but it was definitely Dan.
Dan Benke wins week number 1 of the Media Roundtable. He took Harbor Beach to win 35-6. Final score was 42-8 in favor of the Pirates. So Dan Benke, after going 1-10 last year in the Media Roundtable, has already matched last year's win total with a victory in week number 1 in the early lead in the Media Roundtable presented by Sure Health for the 2025 season.
Yeah, he was confident Harbor Beach was going to come out and play well. The rest of us were a little more confident that Cass City was going to definitely hang around a little longer. Yeah. He had the right feel tonight. He was spot on. He actually shorted Harbor Beach a touchdown, but otherwise he was right on it.
Yeah, so thank you, Dave, for a great broadcast. We survived week number 1, which is mostly all that we can ask for. Yeah. Week number 1 leading up to that in space is always a manic dash to the finish line just to get on air. And then it's like, okay, now we're on air. Now we can actually focus on the game. And now it's kind of like riding a bike. We're back into it and moving on to the next week.
Yeah. I thought it went quite well, which 14, 15 years of practice you think would be good at right now. So.
Yeah, this wraps up the home opener for us. This is my 15th year on air. Dave Hanson, your 14th. Hard to believe. Yep. Most of these kids were 3 and 4 years old, the seniors, when we started doing this. So kind of scary.
Yeah, thanks for making us feel really old.
Well, we're not that old, but frankly, we're older than the high school students, and we're born in the 1900s, according to the high schoolers now as well. So, yeah. Dave Hanson, any final thoughts before wrapping things up?
That'll pretty much do it. Just excited that the season is underway, and like I said, I think Cass City will turn it around soon enough, and hopefully for Harbor Beach they can keep the momentum rolling next weekend. And before we wrap up as well, I'd like to give a shout out to the Red Hawk Squawk, a podcast I was actually being able to be a guest on this week. It's the podcast put on by Cass City High School. I was the guest this week. We recorded on Monday. It released today. Kevin Dorland, fellow Rotarian of the Cass City Club, was co-host with that with Eric. Great new podcast out there. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Check out the Red Hawk Squawk. You'll hear my voice. You can skip that episode, but you can take a look at the other 26 episodes they already have out there, interviewing people from the community. So check out the Red Hawk Squawk. Thank you for allowing me to be a guest this week, and looking forward to future ones as well. And now the Tigers are... No, thank you, Kendall. Yeah. Working all the way to the end. Riley Green with a 2 RBI double. It's now 4-3 Tigers. There you go. So all is well in the world as of right now. So Dave Hanson, thank you. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week in Davis. You got it. Tonight's game broadcast was brought to you by Thumb Sailor and AVS Broadband, Conduct Radiator, and Air Conditioning of Bad Axe. Randy's Honey Center, 269 Guns. Countryside Transportation, North Star Bank, guiding the way. DS Services of Cass City for all your grain handling needs. Thumb Bank and Trust, community strong since 1895. Thumb Electric and TEC Fiber. Harbor Beach Community Hospital, a proud partner of Sure Health. Albert Insurance Agency of Port Hope and Harbor Beach. Ramsey Fair Home, our family serving yours since 1948. Aspire Rural Health System, Harbor Beach Hardware, and Sure Health, better life. So August 29th, 2025 finds the Harbor Beach Pirates winning by a score of 42-8 over the Cass City Red Hawks. My father's birthday. We miss him dearly already. It's been 3 months, and it doesn't seem like he's been gone that long, but it's at the same time feels like an eternity. On behalf of our entire broadcast team, Dave Hanson, in-game analysis for 14 years. Doug Cole will return next week as a sports information. Filling in was Mark McConnell, Kendall Enthus, and Dan Benke. Good night, folks. We'll see you next Saturday from Davison, Michigan for Harbor Beach against Whiteford. Good night.
This has been a presentation of the WLEW Sports Network, powered by AVS Broadband. On Sports Radio 102.1 FM and live and worldwide at WLEWsports.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search for WLEW Sports. Your home for high school football is the WLEW Sports Network.